We're left with only one option, to either win or die. You mean there's no point even if we try? We can't break mystical heaven sex array. Are we going to die here? Venerable Qi wailed. Fiend Yang took a deep breath to calm down, then stared hard at Zhuo Fan. Then what should we do? Are we really going to fight to the death? Of course not. Take down the leader and the rest will follow. Zhuo Fan's eyes shone as he stared at sect leader Zuan. They all started getting his meaning. Of course, we just have to grab that old weasel, and the mystical heaven sect will give in. Seeing the bloodthirst in their eyes, sect leader Zuan got their plan and mocked as he retreated. Ha ha ha, you want me? You would never reach me. He, we'll only know when we try. Fiend Yang snickered. Brothers, attack. Get that old coot. Our lives depend on it. Sect leader Zuan shivered and turned grave. At a critical time like this, he became the sole focus of everyone. Everyone wanted him as a shield. They all shouted knowing they had a way out and focused all their power, flying straight for sect leader Zuan. Their eyes were that of a thug eyeing a hot girl. Mystical heaven sect's experts saw their sect leader was in danger and came to help. So, the bitter battle had taken another huge turn. It was no longer a spread battlefield, but one with sect leader Zuan at its center. Like he was the hottest commodity out here and everyone had to have a piece. Oh Zuan, sit tight and be a good meat shield to let us out. Demon scheming sect's 30+ ethereal stage experts stared at him from 100 meters and launched soul attacks. Sect leader Zuan gulped, feeling the sweat trickling down his brow. Not even he could take on so many attacks. However, just when he was in danger, a draconic roar echoed. In a flash of light, a sea of dragon souls rushed at them. In a single moment, howls echoed out and the 30+ experts were now pushed back. As for sect leader Zuan, in front of him was the circle of elders with the terrible yellow dragon flying above. The demon scheming sect side cried out, Heavenly Cycle Elders, how did they get here so fast? They gathered close to Zhuo Fan, watching the four freaks. Mystical Heaven sect side also focused around sect leader Zuan, filled with smiles of disdain. In a blink, there was no more fighting as the party stood in opposition. While the Mystical Heaven sect was filled with courage, the demon scheming sect was now fearful, all because of just four very monstrous elders. Ha ha ha, Zhuo Fan, fighting you is beneath me. With Mystical Heaven sects for guardians, you are finished. You want me? Humph, you'll have to go through our venerables first. Sect leader Zuan shouted in pride. Zuan Xiaoyu had to show off as well, being his son and all. Zhuo Fan, vile demon, you fooled my junior sister and are lower than a dog. I will soon have you ripped apart in tiny pieces and throw them to the wolves. Ha ha ha. Demon scheming sect was outraged but powerless. Their last hope was in Zhuo Fan, turning to him for a resolution. What now, Steward Zhuo? You pushed me this far, so don't you regret it later. I'll have to use my final ace. Zhuo Fan's eyes flashed as he played with his ring. Fiend Yang turned serious. Zhuo Fan, are you going to fight yourself? You want to fight? Han Chaoning frowned. They have those for venerables. You can't beat them. Kui Lang waved her off with a smile. Chaoning, you don't understand Steward Zhuo. He has an ultimate move. You haven't seen Steward Zhuo's black flame. Any kind of freak met their maker. Zhuo Fan cleared his voice before Kui Lang finished. To be completely honest, he was also stumped on how to deal with the four elders. That black thunder flame was indeed of incredible destructive force. But after Double Dragon Gathering, he never used it because the thunder flame needed the decimating golden flame and the azure flame to be combined with purple lightning. He had no way of getting his hands on the golden flames. The ones he got on Double Dragon Gathering were stolen from Yilin, not his own. So that method was out and had no way of beating the freakish old coots. As for the other method, it was something he stole from Double Dragon Manor, the sacred weapon, but it could only be used as a very last resort. Exposing it would paint a huge target on his back. But Kui Lang's words made everyone turn to him. Everyone was now eager to see what the great steward Zhuo would reveal. Even the four freaks believed it possible. Oh, so you're the boss of this little rabble? Show me then, what a babe can possibly do to the four of us. I hope you can at least open our eyes. Ha ha ha. Zhuo Fan, come and challenge our venerables if you have the guts. What difference does it make since you'll be dead anyway even if you don't? Ha ha ha. Sect leader Yuan snarked. Zhuo Fan smiled at them all, though sighing within him. I'll have to disappoint you all. I don't plan on fighting. The demon scheming sect was stumped and shook their heads. Even Steward Zhuo can't find a way. Zhuo Fan then continued, however, I have to take out this ace. Remember this, you forced me to do it, so don't go crying later. Zhuo Fan flicked his hand and in a glorious light, a 7-year-old kid showed up, invincible scamp Gu Santong. With a long yawn, Gu Santong stretched his waist, looking bored at Zhuo Fan. Dad, what took you so long? I almost fell asleep. Ha ha ha, haven't I taken you out now? You're our ace. How can I just show you to them? I needed to wait for the right moment. Zhuo Fan grinned as he showed a bright smile like an innocent child. Gu Santong nodded, totally buying it. The crowd, however, was stumped. Even Fiend Yang began cursing him. What the hell? Why did you take out a kid when you were talking about an ace? He is my ace. With an obvious nod, Zhuo Fan spoke with pride. As a father, my son is my biggest ace. Mystical Heaven Sect, listen up and listen well. To get to me, you'll have to go through my son first. Zhuo Fan's loud voice made Gu Santong puff out his chest in pride. To hold back the flood for his old man was this kid's greatest honor. However, no one else here saw it that way. Both sides were stumped, looking from father to son as they cursed. You animal. Humph, I've heard so much about the best and most talented disciple in Western lands. How he was so heroic at the Double Dragon gathering. In the end, you're hiding behind a child. You really opened my eyes in this. Sect leader Zuan mocked, while the Mystical Heaven Sect was jeering at Zhuo Fan's expense. When disaster struck, a babe was taken out. Demon Scheming Sect were facing a fierce enemy now, but they were all veteran cultivators. They had status and respect, even as demonic cultivators. Even they wouldn't stoop so low as to use a child to take their burdens. It was beyond disgraceful. They all cast blaming looks at Zhuo Fan. This war was a big misunderstanding to begin with. We can even forget the fact you brought us to our death, but can you at least let us die with honor? What the hell did we do to deserve this? Steward Zhuo, if you're at the end of the rope, fighting to the death is much better than leaving it in the hands of a child. Are you maybe going easy on your enemy, Venerable Key side? Fiend Yang blamed, Zhuo Fan, I know your whole clan is a den of freaks. Obvious from how this child is in the ethereal stage at such a young age. But he's way too young and never knew war. It'd be better to let him escape and take revenge for us. Why must you push him forward? Crushing our hopes and making a fool of yourself? Hey, did you just say something, chubby? Yours truly can dish it out. Are you calling me weak? Gu Santong wrinkled his nose in anger. Gu Santong gnashed his teeth, but just then, a fair hand touched his head. I hate it when people touch my head. A delicate voice spoke, are you young Sanzi? I heard of you. Then, young Sanzi, our safety is in your hands. King Cheng leaned and touched Gu Santong's cheek. Her bright smile blew the child's mind, nodding out of reflex. Zhuo Fan sighed. No one can resist King Cheng's beauty, not even this brat. Dad, is this the legendary fairy?